Don't force it.
Fernandes lifts one towards the back post. Muamba, great cross!
Yeah!
Oh wow! Oh wow! Manchester United, magnificent. Muamba stretching, hammers the cross back across goal, finds Eriksen, who turns it home from inside 6 yards. The ball brilliant, the cross fantastic, the finish perfect.
June 12th, 2021. The 43rd minute of Denmark versus Finland. Christian Eriksen, one of the most beloved players in world football, collapsed on the pitch, live in front of millions.
Down goes Christian Eriksen.
And I have to say, has collapsed in very worrying circumstances.
For 10 minutes, the world held its breath. For 10 minutes, football stopped, and nobody knew if he would survive. This is the story of the day football almost lost Christian Eriksen, and the miracle that brought him back.
Jeg er selv rigtig rørt af det.
I'm very affected myself. I was involved in a similar situation as a coach where we almost lost someone. Everyone is now reaching out to their family, trying to FaceTime them. All of our thoughts and prayers are with Christian and his family.
Copenhagen, Euro 2020. Denmark's star midfielder Christian Eriksen was in peak form, 28 years old, playing for Inter Milan, carrying his nation's hopes. But in the 43rd minute, everything changed. Eriksen jogged to receive a throw-in. Suddenly, he stumbled and collapsed. No contact, no warning, just silence. For millions watching live, it felt impossible. How could a professional athlete playing the game he loved just fall lifeless to the ground?
It's almost like it brought back stuff that I've put down in me. This sort of emotion that just deep down there, I never want to relieve it again. And then to watch it from that distance and not knowing the expectation of what's going to happen, it's scary.
I have to say, has collapsed in very worrying circumstances.
And what happened next showed football at its very best. Within seconds, Denmark's captain Simon Kjær sprinted across the pitch. He placed Eriksen on his side, checked his airways, started CPR before the doctors even arrived. Teammates rushed to shield him from cameras. A wall of red shirts, protecting their friend. On the sidelines, Eriksen's wife fell to her knees, terrified, crying. Paramedics worked desperately. Chest compressions, defibrillator shocks. For 10 minutes, nothing. The referee, the fans, the commentators, everyone thought the same thing. We're watching him die. And then, a miracle. After 10 minutes, Eriksen's body jolted. The defibrillator had restarted his heart. Against all odds, he was alive. The crowd erupted in applause. Fans from both nations chanted his name. As he was stretchered off, Eriksen raised a hand. The entire world exhaled. But survival was only the beginning. The question now, would he ever play football again? But to understand how extraordinary this comeback was, you have to know Eriksen's journey. Christian Eriksen wasn't supposed to be ordinary. From Odense, Denmark, to Ajax's academy, to Tottenham Hotspur, becoming the creative heartbeat of one of the Premier League's most exciting teams, Champions League finalist, then to Inter Milan where he lifted the Serie A. He wasn't just talented, he was beloved, known for his vision, free kicks, and humility. So when he collapsed, it wasn't just a football crisis. It was personal. Fans felt like they'd lost a friend. And yet, Eriksen wasn't done writing his story.
Jeg kan huske, bolden rammer mig egentlig. Altså bolden kommer, og som gør, jeg kan huske, at jeg afleverer den tilbage. Jeg føler nærmest med skinnevinden med knæet. Og så mærker jeg sådan lidt som sådan en krampeagtig i lægen, og så er jeg så væk.
Og de der 3-4 minutter, du var væk, jeg ved ikke, om det er et mærkeligt spørgsmål, men var det bare helt sort så der, eller ligesom at du har sovet, eller hvordan?
Fuldstændig. Det er ligesom om du vågner, da jeg vågner der igen og bliver trykket på brystet, ligesom jeg vågner fra at være meget fjern. Det er ikke som en drøm. Det virker som om jeg bare har været fjern. Så jeg kan ikke huske noget før normalt med drømmesøvn, så sådan bider. Kunne ikke huske fra, da jeg er væk. Altså, overhovedet ikke følte mig fjern. Ligesom man skulle kæmpe med vejret til at starte med, ligesom at starte og lukkede øjnene kæmpe. Og så lige pludselig stille og roligt, jamen, så begynder jeg at kunne se folk, der står hele vejen rundt om mig. Alle de lærer, der står rundt om mig, og kunne høre stemmer. Og som sagt, får et skilt i hovedet, jeg siger, flyt det. Og selv vores Morten Bosen siger, eller læge siger, han er 30, og jeg retter ham med det samme og siger, nej, jeg er 29, slap mig af. Altså, jeg var bevidsthed med det samme.
Well, Sanjay Sharma is a professor of cardiology at St George's University of London. He also worked with Premier League clubs, including Tottenham, where Eriksen once played, and joins me now on Skype. Sanjay, we've seen this sort of thing happen before with Fabrice Muamba, who we heard from there, and tragically with Marc-Vivien Foé. What causes these sudden collapses?
I'd like to start by saying that they're uncommon. They affect 1 in 50,000 athletes. But when they do occur, they're usually due to an underlying heart fault, usually a genetic fault that runs in families, or a congenital fault that someone's born with. And these faults may affect the muscle of the heart, the electrical system of the heart, or even the blood supply of the heart. So, as the commentator just said, that people that are high-level sports people are tested for these types of conditions because of the impact that a cardiac arrest has, not just on them and their families, but also on the general population. And Christian Eriksen certainly was tested for several years whilst he was a player at Spurs, and then went on to have a normal medical assessment at Inter Milan. And this begs the question as to what happened. Was it something that these cardiac screening programs were unable to identify, such as a subtle scar in the heart or a blocked artery? Or was it something that he'd acquired? Maybe he'd had a viral illness or was slightly below par before he played. I'm sure that these answers may come to light after the Danish cardiologists have finished all of their investigations.
After his collapse, Eriksen had an implantable defibrillator, ICD, fitted in his chest. Doctors told him his career was over. Inter Milan released him. Italy's laws prevented players with ICDs from competing, but Eriksen refused to quit. Within 6 months, he was back in training. And in January 2022, Brentford signed him. In his very first match back, Eriksen stepped onto the pitch. Fans stood, cheered. It wasn't about football anymore. It was about life. When Brentford took the chance to sign him, many called it the greatest gamble in Premier League history. But Eriksen wasted no time proving them wrong, delivering an assist in his very first start, and even scoring a trademark goal against Chelsea just weeks later in April 2022. And his story isn't just about survival. It's about inspiration. Christian Eriksen collapsed in front of the world. For 10 minutes, football held its breath. But he lived. He fought. He came back. And today, every time Eriksen steps onto the pitch, he reminds us that life is bigger than football. But his story also changed football forever. UEFA and FIFA expanded medical training. Defibrillators are now mandatory in every major stadium, and thousands of fans have since signed up for CPR courses. Because if one man's fight for life could unite the planet, imagine how many more lives could be saved. This wasn't just a comeback. It was a miracle, a warning, and a legacy. And you know what? Denmark's captain, Simon Kjær's quick action, beginning CPR even before medics arrived, is widely believed to have saved Eriksen's life. And the football world never forgot this. Months later, Didier Drogba stood on stage at a global awards ceremony and led the applause for Kjær's bravery, calling it one of the most heroic acts ever witnessed on a football pitch.
I want to salute a man that really made a difference this year. This man is a hero. This is bigger than football. This is bigger than us. For me, it's the highlight of 2021. Simon Kjær saved the life of his partner, Christian Eriksen, on the 12th of June this year. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the Danish captain with us tonight, Mr. Simon Kjær. Someone once said, not all superheroes wear a cap. Thank you very much, Simon Kjær. Thank you.
Subscribe for more untold football stories. And don't miss episode 2. Fabrice Muamba, the miracle of Bolton. A story so unbelievable you'll question how it was even possible.
Every legend starts somewhere. 2 worlds, 1 game, infinite dreams. Yet 99% of talent is never discovered. From nothing to glory isn't just content, it's a movement. 23,000 smart fans, 50 countries, 1 family. Your journey from nothing to glory starts now. From nothing to glory, where legends are born.